I think it's significant too, from not only from the perspective of home ownership, but the impact that your industry has on the economy. I mean, I haven't looked at numbers today, but the last time I looked, I think that your industry actually generates more economic activity now than the auto industry does in this province. And that really it's been, would it be right to say, since about 1996 that home construction and construction in general, but home building has had a huge impact on the economy, and it's kind of insulated us from the shock, say, of the 2008 financial crash, and whether the auto sector is up, having an up year or down year. Ontario and Southern Ontario just kind of seems to keep going.
Well, the economists have identified that when it comes to real estate, and we're sort of in that space, it's upwards of 10% of the GDP in Ontario. So, I mean, the reality is that as an economic driver, we are significant players. Our research tells us that we employ directly and indirectly 360,000 people across the province. These are local jobs, local opportunities.
And they pay well.
And they pay extremely well. And it also provides an opportunity for training opportunities when we talk about tradespeople. It also provides an opportunity for professional development when it comes to engineers. So as a sector, when you are building a condo, a home, whatever, you are doing a great job employing local talent, local expertise. And it also becomes a great competitive advantage in terms of your ability to attract new business to the province. A healthy housing market, an affordable housing market, which is what we're struggling to get to, provides a great opportunity for that next wave of employment. And so whether it's the Amazon bid or other multinationals, when they come into marketplaces, one thing they do assess, housing affordability. If we're going to bring this kind of employment opportunity here, and we're going to attract great international talent, what are the housing options? Is it affordable? What does that mean in terms of what we have to pay people to be here? It's all part of that mix. And so Ontario continues to have a great opportunity to be in that space from a competitive standpoint. But you know, we all have to get back to a point of policy that drives more housing supply and choice in the marketplace in a way that supports these communities and makes it all work.
And I'm encouraged that your members provide obviously all kinds of housing, because I think there's a little bit of a misperception out there that your people are looking to do 80-story condo buildings beside tiny little homes, and that, or you only want to do big sprawling 70-foot lots all over the place. There really is a recognition that in some cases, in some communities, and I don't think you would fight this, townhouses are appropriate, stacked townhouses are appropriate, low-rise, smaller buildings. I think that government has a challenge now with all these new transit lines that are being built or being talked about. It just intuitively doesn't make sense to me that along those transit lines we have 3 stories. And I think we need intensification to make those make sense.
The most interesting conversation we've been involved in the last 2 weeks has been laneway houses in Toronto. And OHBA was at the forefront of that. We did a research paper with our partners at Ryerson to talk about how do you bring laneway housing to Ontario, not just in Toronto, but anywhere. And so laneway houses...
For people who don't know, maybe tell people what that is.
So laneway houses is a concept where if you are living in an urban area and you have that laneway entrance in the back end, is there an opportunity to add a housing option there? Whether it's we call them a Fonzie flat from the Happy Days commercial from the TV show, but you add some sort of housing option in the back end. A coach house is what they used to call it back in the day. So Toronto's been talking about it for a long time because they've identified unbelievable opportunities in lots of established neighborhoods to provide that laneway housing. And the great thing about laneway housing is you're tapping into existing infrastructure, you're using the existing transit system. So you're really just providing a housing choice and supply in a place where it makes a lot of sense. And so we've been engaged in that from the very beginning. City Council here in Toronto had a debate about it on Tuesday. Wednesday, we presented with 30 plus people all in support, and Council deferred the motion, deferred the item for the next meeting. And so we're looking at this as, this is a simple thing to do. It makes a lot of sense. People are generally in support. But again, the politics of making that decision in an election environment puts it off for the next
Of course, there's a
meeting.
municipal election coming up in October too, right?
Right.
Okay.
So in that way, our members are involved not just in high-rise, low-rise, suburban. We're involved in all sorts of housing options.
Right.
And laneway being, it's a micro opportunity, right? It's a niche opportunity.
But it helps.
But it helps. And so that's really the question of what else can you bring to the marketplace?
Okay, last thing, for anybody that wants to learn more about your Home Believer campaign, or maybe wants to get involved, demonstrate some support, what should they do? Where should they look?
We have a website, homebeliever.ca, and we have a social media campaign, #homebeliever. A little promo plug here.
Homebeliever.ca. All right, there you
Homebeliever.ca,
go.
little promo plug.
And when somebody goes on there, they'll get the information, they'll get whatever steps are there if they want to get involved.
They'll find a quick survey. They'll find a explainer video. They'll find videos of individuals who have pledged and supported and given us a little backstory of why they're home believers, and they'll have an opportunity to get engaged to that campaign.
All right. Joe, thanks so much. I know it's a really busy and hectic time for you. We appreciate you taking time to share with our viewers what this whole Greenbelt discussion, what's this all about? Because we're finding, everybody's got their own thing. Not everyone's in the home building business or in the association business, but they see these things come up and they go, oh, I wonder what that's all about. So it's been really helpful for us to have you explain what's going on out there, and I think you've been pretty clear on where the OHBA is on this stuff. And everybody take a minute to go to homebeliever.ca. You'll see what Joe Vaccaro is talking about. So thanks, Joe.